Good morning, everyone. My name is Ilita Bombo. I will presentation about designing lesson plan. A background. The whisper about remind you us that planning is the most important part for the teaching and learning activities. A good planning will enable both teacher and student to carry out their tasks effectively. Therefore, it is a must for every teacher to organize his or her lesson systematically if he or she wants to success to achieve the content standard in the curriculum which cover the competition standard, and the basic competency. Students should go through the teaching and learning process. Educational Ministry Regulation number 41, the year of 2007, about the process standard states that every school teacher should make a lesson plan to foster the teaching and learning process to be interactive, inspirative, joyful, challenge, motivating the student to participate actively and giving enough opportunity to them to be innovative, crafty, and self-reliant according to their talent, motivation, and psychology as well as psychological development. Be objective. Through the elaboration and the discussion of important factors and elements in lesson planning, you will be prepared to be able to carry out the teaching and learning process as requested by the new curriculum or KTSP. Indicator C. Indicators. After completing this model, you are supposed to be able to state the important element of lesson planning, determine the indicator of achieving the basic competence, formulate the objective of the teaching and learning, select relevant learning material, plan the stage of teaching and learning activities, assess the student achievement. The concept of lesson plan. A lesson plan is a teacher detailed description of the course of instruction for an individual lesson. The Government Regulation number 19, the year of 2007, states that the planning for instruction process covers the syllabus and the lesson plan containing the proposed learning material, methodology, the learning result, and the evaluation. Those are the components of a lesson plan. But by the discussion you have just done, we may calculate that those components could be summarized into three important aspects: the purpose of the instruction question, the learning activity, and the feedback or evaluation. Based on the Ministry Regulation number 41, years 2007, the process standard, it was explained that a lesson plan is the elaboration of syllabus which illustrates the teaching and learning activity to achieve the goals of the basic competency. Every teacher who use school curriculum should design a plan completely and systematically to make the teaching and learning interactive, inspirative, joyful, challenge, and be able to motivate students to be active, creative, and initially in line with their talent, motivation, their physical and psychological development. This statement is mostly about the teaching and learning activities. Every stage of the lesson should be planned to fulfill the above requirement and make certain that the instruction objective could be achieved. The component of a lesson plan. The first, identity of the subject matter, which consists of title of the lesson, class or semester, program, established for senior high school, theme, time allotment. The second, competency standard. Competency standard is the qualification of the student minimal ability, which illustrates the mastery of knowledge, attitude, and skill obtained through each class or semester for every subject. The third, basic competency. Basic competency is a sum of student ability for certain subject as the reference for determining the indicator for competency achievement in a subject. The fourth, indicator for competition achievement. The measurable or observable behavior which show the achievement of specific basic competency as the reference for the subject evaluation. The indicator for competency achievement are formulated with operational verbs that can be measured, which cover the knowledge, attitude, and skill. The fifth, the instructional goal. Instructional goal illustration the process and the learning outcome achieved by the student in accordance to the basic competency. The sixth, instruction material. It including the fact, concept, principle, and the relevant process and written as substantial item in relation to the indicator for competency assessment. The seventh, time allotment. Time is allocated as much as needed to achieve the basic competency and the learning load. 8. Methodology. Methodology are used by teachers to create the teaching and learning process to enable the student to achieve the basic competency or a set of specific indicators. The choice of method should consider the student's situation and condition as well as the characteristics of every indicator and the competency which will be achieved in every subject. And the 9, learning activities. Free activity. Free activity. This activity is done in the beginning of the lesson and meant for arousing the student motivation and to focus their student attention as well, so that they can participate actively during the lesson. B. Well activity. This is the main learning process and aimed at achieving the basic competency. This activity is conducted interactively, inspiratively, joyful, challenge, motivating the student to participate actively, and giving opportunity to the student to have innovative, creative, and self-reliant in according to their talent, motivation, physically and psychological development. This activity is conducted systematically through explore, a laboratorium and confirmation process. C. Post-activity. This activity is done to end the lesson, which can be in the form of summarizing, evaluation, reflection, feedback, and follow-up activity stage of learning activity. 10. Evaluation. The process and the instrument for assessment should be based on the indicator for competency achievement and refer to the evaluation standard. 11. Learning research. Selective learning research should consider the competency standard and the basic competency as well as the learning material, the teaching and learning activities, and also the indicator for competency achievement. F. The principle of designing lesson plan. Individual difference. Consider the individual difference concerning student level of master, interest, motivation, potential, emotion, learning style, special need, learning speed, social, cultural background, values, and living environment. Fostering student participation. The lesson should be student focused and fostering creative initiative, inspirative, self-raising, and learning motivation. Developing student reading and writing habit. Teaching and learning should develop student reading habit on various research and their ability to express feeling and opinion in different forms of writing, giving feedback and follow up. A lesson plan should include activities which can give positive feedback, reinforcement, arrangement, and remedial. Link and united. Employing the information and communication technology. The stage of developing a lesson plan. A well-developed lesson plan reflects interest and need of students. It incorporates best practice for the increasing field. In Indonesian schooling, the curriculum of school level has already been set up by the content star and the graduate star. Therefore, students should be able to achieve what should collect the minimum requirement which have been set in those two documents. The student insights relate to the learning material and depend on how the learning activity is conducted. Therefore, you must employ various kinds of methods and avoid the use of teaching aids and media may also be inspiring and enhancing the student motivation. A good lesson plan at least describes three main things clearly: the teaching objective, the way how the lesson conducted, and how the evaluation the student performs and achievement. The first refers to the basic competencies which have been stated in the curriculum. The second deals with the methodology, strategy, and approach you could employ. And the last is the learning process to be interactive, inspirative, joyful challenge, motivating the student to persevere actively and giving enough opportunity to them to be innovative, creative, and self-reliant according to their talent, motivation, and physical as well as psychology development. Thank you.